Hello, my name is Vilha and I'm doing a sketchbook tour because I managed to finish it surprisingly quickly. It's like, what's the first? I forgot when I started it. It's July to September. Yeah. So I have a lot of stickers on my sketchbooks because I love stickers. And I don't know, it's just fun to collect them on my sketchbooks. So let's see. Well, the start is actually here. That's some stuff I glued on. This is Gryzana, and from her MV Femina Magna or something like that. Yeah, so it's mostly watercolor in the background and gouache person. Also, you can see that I got lazy and I didn't finish it properly. We're gonna ignore that. That is some sketches, and also, yeah, it's broken. I broke it. I'm very good at breaking stuff. Anyway, I did collect a character from comments on Twitter, and I was like, let's add another character to my lore of Decayborn. So it's a moth. I actually have in a different place fully drawn out, so some of the sketches where I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to actually design this character. I hate designing characters. I genuinely don't find it interesting for me. That's why I don't go much into that. But yeah, sometimes I do that. And here next we have some commission artwork that I did. It was like pay what you can and mostly watercolor. But this one specifically, the person asked me to do it more graphic-like. So it's one graphic. Here we have then watercolor one. And then this person commissioned a lot of pictures, and I drew them all in one day. I thought I will fucking die. So yeah, a cat again. Oh look, it's a cat again. I don't know, just commissioned stuff. I don't have anything to say except I painted what people wanted me to. And this mess is a cat. I couldn't figure out properly from the reference pictures what was going on, because there's fur everywhere. The reference picture is also like that. So, okay. And yeah, that's another one of watercolor commissions. That was also commissioned by my mutual on Twitter. I really love their characters. They are quite interesting story from what I gathered. So yeah, that's them. And that's me just sketching around. First of all, my favorite weevil, a giraffe weevil. They are from Madagascar, and they are very funky. Only male have those long necks. Female ones don't. They do it for sexual reproduction. Well, not exactly correlation or causation. Just female giraffe weevils like male weevils with really long necks. It doesn't actually help them that much, but yeah, they just find them more attractive, I guess. Also, male weevils fight with their necks, which is hilarious. And that's also a giraffe weevil, but it's from New Zealand, as you can see. And I don't know why they are also called giraffe, because this one has a long neck, right? But this one has a long nose. So I'm not sure why giraffe, but they're also funky. And that I painted from a reference picture. I just wanted to play around with graphics once again, because I'm I don't do that much graphic works. I mostly like painterly style. So sometimes I practice that. Here we have Emmerich from Dragon Age Veilguard. My Grave Warden from Dragon Age Origins. That's also her. And then we will start on the bug months I had for myself. I don't think that I wrote down everybody's name, and I might not remember them. Anyway, golden tortoise beetles, they're very funky. Like, this part is like slightly translucent, so you can see the body underneath. Like, I don't know, I like them. I like their design. That's a rice weevil. I really like weevils. They're adorable little creatures. Yes, they are pests. Yes, they eat grain. They're still adorable. Fight me on that. Yeah. Continuation of bugmans and like jumping spider. That's actually a species I saw myself, and I took a photo of it, thinking, oh, that's probably like a warrior ant or something. I posted it on iNaturalist, and people were like, haha, nope, that's a spider. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I looked more closely at the picture, and then like I looked up how they actually looked, and I was like, oh my god, that was an actual spider. So yeah, they mimic ants pretty well. And also I like that their names is Mirmarachne, which is like arachne spider. Mirma, I don't remember, is it like, I think it's like related to ants. Basically, it's a name that they are. Anyway. Then, I don't know how do you call it in English, but we have a Latin name, which is Pentodon idiota, which is quite a name, I might say. Why are you idiota with your friend? Anyway, they're funky little guys. Like, they're one of the many black-looking beetles that I have trouble differentiating from each other, because they look kinda alike, but like they're different, and I always forget which one is which. So, whatever. That's Alice from Alice Madness Returns, and wait, how do you call it? MG? Alice? Anyway, that's my childhood game. Specifically MGU. MG? Whatever. Maggi. Once, because I remember I played it first at my father's home, and I was really scared because I was a child, but I really love this retelling of Alice in the Wonderland. Now we have another bag. I'm not sure how you translate it, so whatever. They are pretty rare in Ukraine, as in they're in the, how do you call it, red book? I'm literally translating. Anyway, they are endangered species, and they are very funky. That's, I don't remember, I just wanted to draw something, and I wrote bitch because I can. Here is not my drawing. I was in Odessa, and I met with some of my friends, so that was drawn by Skifa. Those are both my original characters, Yeva and Marie. I love them very much. They are my toxic lesbians, vampires. They hate each other, they love each other. It's complicated. Next is Regis, also not drawn by me, and also a fish. It was drawn by another person that really loves Regis, which I can understand. He is pretty cool. I love his character. From The Witcher. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm not gonna stop it and re-say stuff, so you'll have to suffer with me. Next is a drawing by Zmika, and this one by Tarbinka, which is a creature. I really love this person's style. It's very, very cool. I like its chthonic and otherworldly. It's, I don't know, I just love it, and how expressive always the lines are. It's like magic for me. People who know how to draw cool in graphic, I'm like, wow, why are you so cool? I want to be like you when I grow up. And as you can see, I also know how to do that from time to time. That's my host, Eva. She is a trans woman. And because she is from this, wait, how do you call it? Scythian types? I'm too lazy to go check the translation, but she is basically the first primordial vampire who was cursed directly by a god. And yeah, she lived a very, very long life. And I love her. She is sassy, she is kinda violent, she doesn't like men at all. Because she has issues, but that's fine. Now we have them again, Maria and Yeva. I actually was listening to the song that was like, the moon will still tonight, I loved you like a son. I don't remember how it's called, and I'm too lazy to, well, you probably can figure out, I'm too lazy to actually look it up. Yeah, that's them. Next is stuff I did for one organization that we have in Ukraine, and I drew a sticker pack for them with flowers of steppe specifically, because I'm from south of Ukraine originally, and that's where steppe is. Like, I really love steppe. It's the most beautiful biome ever. You can find me on that, I don't care. I love forests, I love mountains, I loved everything else, but steppe is something incredible to me. Like, find me on that. Anyway, yeah, that's... I don't know how do you call them in English. Those are malwy. Those are not lavender, that's chablis, which I'm also not sure how to translate, but we're gonna ignore that. All of them are painted with oil pastels, and I drew some of the other flowers that also are in sticker pack digitally, and I also have trouble differentiating them. Yeah, that was a sketch for commissions that I did. It was a fully graphic one again. I needed to figure out the composition, the decoration, all of that. So yes, there is a continuation of flowers and a bug. As I said, another black bug, a beetle that you are like, well, you guys are different, but also you're like a lot alike, especially if you are nearsighted like me and you just see them in the distance and you are like, who the fuck are you? Next is some sketches I did. I was like, hey guys on Twitter, give me your OCs, I will draw them. So that's what this is, just that. And once again, flowers, oil pastel. I still struggle to paint flowers, like I can't figure them out. I want to like dedicate a month specifically to figure out that. Not October, because I am tired, but eventually I want to dedicate a whole month to just drawing flora, like plants and flowers, because they are puzzling to me. They have so many details and I struggle to not go into detailing too soon. Like, yeah, I still need to figure out that. Still learning. Yeah. How? A chamomile, I remembered. It's a chamomile. And a poppy. They are very pretty. I always felt sad that their petals fall off really quickly if you gather them in the bouquet, and then you are just left with pretty much no flowers. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, that's a frog. I think it was me trying Art Fight, and that was like a character from there that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's a cool character, let me draw that. Next we have bugs, once again, a type of ant, and a guy that I don't know how to translate, because you can see I wrote them down, but only in Ukrainian, because I am Ukrainian and I speak Ukrainian. What are you doing here? Go away. Yeah. This one was only watercolor. This one, these three, or more exactly, were drawn with watercolor base, and then I painted over that with gouache, because, I don't know, I love using that technique. Yeah, as you can see, even more bugs. And a sketch for a painting that I did. So the fishes, one of their names was used anyway, by early Christians, they were like symbol of Jesus, so that was what was the painting about, is that one of their symbols was used for like Jesus Christ something, I don't remember, it was Greek, so don't ask me on that. I can Google it and find it and remember, but currently no, I do not remember. Wait a minute, what is that? I've been looking for this stuff. I've been looking for the stuff all this time. It was here. Jesus. Anyway, more bugs. That's a cockroach. Those guys are very cool. Can you see it? You probably can. Oh yeah, that's... How does it... I think they call damselflies. There are like two words for like slightly different species. I remember there is one damselfly and second one I do not remember, so yeah. So this one I tried an interesting technique. I used oil pastel as transfer to create line art and then paint it inside with watercolor. It's an interesting technique. I want to try it more because I do have transparent paper and I use it a lot, because when I sketch stuff, when I build the character, build everything I need, I will get lost in lines. And I will create a lot of lines. And also I love color coordinating different objects, so I could see more easily what is going on. That's why I need transfer paper if I want to like properly paint something. Not always, sometimes I just go raw dogging it. But yeah, a lot of times I need transfer paper, and oil pastel as transfer paper, handmade transfer paper, actually looks very cute, and you can do it colorfully with whatever colors you want. Yeah, more bugs. The fun thing, I remember what those guys called in Latin. They are Saturnininae, which is like a whole lot of species that belong to that. Oh, they are flower shafers, I remembered. Flower shafer, they are very cute. I like them. That's a species of mouse. A mouse? What did I say? Moose. Moose. I don't speak English quite often, so my pronunciation is a little bit off. A lot off. I can hear it, and then I stop myself. I'm like, what did I just say? I said a completely different word. I despise English. I refuse to speak English properly. Fight me on that. That guy. They have very funny looking faces. I don't know, it just looks like a horse to me. And a seal. That was another watercolor commission that I did. They are very fun. I like them. They are very cute. And I found another thing that I don't understand why it's doing here. I found a pencil. Am I recording the video for YouTube, or am I just playing Lost and Found apparently? And more bugs. Also drawn with gouache. I really don't like the colors on my phone, but there's nothing I can do about that. Like, this one actually looks more yellowish. Yeah, whatever. Just accept it. That was me figuring out how to draw Giorno Giovanni from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that was me drawing a frog. That was an accident. And I was like, you are now crossed out. Classified frog. That's August. That's my Grey Warden. That's some random, I don't know. That was me trying to remember that old anime-like styles that I used back in the day. I don't like how it actually looks, but whatever. That was me drawing my isopods specifically. I am a proud parent to a small dairy cow isopods colony, and I was asked to like schematically draw them for a person to figure out how to do warrior stones with them later. I don't know if it will ever gonna be used, but yeah, I did that. Those were also commissioned. The frog itself was commissioned to be like an avatar, and the fish is part of a sticker pack that I made. Like, I not only drew the pictures, I also like did the whole thing. I prepared it for printing too. That, as you can see, also is part of that. A butterfly. Wait, how do you call them? I don't remember. That, I have a joke that is completely true, is that in every sketchbook that I have, you will always find Virsha. It just, when I don't know what to draw, I'll just draw her. Because why not? And also, what the fuck did I wrote here? I don't feel like drawing, but I'm bored. Help. It's the story of my life. That was me just playing around. That's another part of commission, a frog. That was me playing around with like different angles to paint faces. That was continuation of that. I asked people to give me their photos, and then I did all of that. The biggest portion is not in this sketchbook, but in a different one. I have a sketchbook specifically for practicing, and you know, the fact that I still have it and it's not even close to be finished says a lot about how often do I just spend time practicing. Yep. That was actually a sketch for a big painting I did. You can barely see it, but it was me figuring out the composition. You can barely see it. Can you even see it? But yeah. That's a pigeon. I love pigeons. They're adorable. I want one as a pet. They're cute. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care that people are like, oh, they spread diseases. I don't know how to say it. Every animal spread diseases. Every wild animal. That's okay. We also humans. We also spread diseases. Talk about American history and how Europeans killed like a bunch of people because we brought our diseases. So yeah, I'll be impressed. Somebody will say yes. That's a self-portrait I did. I did as a little comic. I sometimes write text when I really feel like that. I don't like words that much. But I sometimes practice to, I don't know, transfer what I feel, what I think into words, because I don't always think in words. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I mostly think in concepts, and when I like actually think in words, it's me having dialogue with myself, basically. But mostly it's just like no picture, no words, just like concept, like thinking. I don't know how to explain it, just the way I think. That was also for that. It was a piece about suicidal thoughts, and yeah, it was less heavy than I intended it to be. That a composition sketch for another painting I did. It was also like exist separately, because this one doesn't have that good of paper to always do complicated pieces. I mostly actually use it as sketchbook, like mostly I do sketches here. That was me figuring out, once again, Giorgio Giovanni, once again, I think maybe he is here. Yes, he is here. I was figuring out the pose. I did change it a little bit. Here he is. He is slightly dirty because the next page has how do you call it? Anyway, I think that transfers quite well. This is gouache and watercolor. I don't know. He has bugs. I love bugs. Yeah, this piece. I don't like it actually. It was a self-portrait. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just leave it at that. I don't like it. That was from Tumblr. What did I say? Tumblr? I was like, hey, I wanna do some requests. Send me some stuff to draw. So we have a centipede. I think it was a centipede. I might be wrong. I am sorry. 2 types of fishes. Both of them are very, very funny. Like, I really like how tripod fish looks like. Like, they are very, very weird guys. Yes. And, yeah. That was EL drawings that I finished in digital. It looks weird, but I was just playing around, so, yeah. And those guys. I really love the arachnids that are not spiders, because from what I can understand, the spiders are only those guys who can weave a web of some kind. But those guys are not spiders, they are arachnids, and they are very, very funky. I love arachnids that are not spiders because they have very interesting designs. And Nautilus, which I struggled with this part and also figuring out how to draw. You would be like, oh, it's a simple shape. What is there to struggle with? And I would be like, shut up. Next, it was another commission that I was sketching the design. I had to build a design for that commission. So it was John Lennon, but as a bug. So I was like figuring out the design, figuring out how it will look, what will be the composition. I don't know, what did I wrote here? Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't like this one. It was a grieving mother from Pillars of Eternity, but I don't like. I just made her look weird. Then I tried again, and guess what? I didn't like it once again. I just tried to make her look older because she is supposed to be like in her late 30s, I think. Yeah, so I don't know. That was for Independence Day. It's me and my Sona, Rod Prophet, and Happy Independence Day Green, which was in August. That was, people remember the designs for cards, playing cards, and I was like, this is my favorite card, like, from the court cards. I don't know, I just loved her and the fact that in most of the games that we played as children, she was considered like cursed, and a lot of games where you will lose if you have her. I was very competitive, and I'm still very competitive. I was like, I'm not gonna lose, even though I liked her. That was my Skyrim Dovahkiin. I really like Dunmers. I don't know, I just love them the most. I also like draws from D&D, not surprisingly, but I like dwarves more. That was the painting that I did. Not the best one, but you know. I think I finished it in digital. That's a very funky guy. Ukrainirus or something like that. I don't remember how it was called. Ukrainurus, I think. I remember that I actually misspelled it. So yeah, they are like old prehistoric creatures that existed. That is Florence and the Machine from her new album promo. I love her. I really liked this picture, so I was like, yeah, I need to draw it. It's very cool. That's I don't know how they're called in English, but there's like a thing that there are Martins and there's Chaika. It's both Ukrainian words, by the way. And this is Chaika, and the thing is, when you speak Russian for reasons of imperialism, the Martins are actually called Chaikas in Russian, and in Ukrainian they're called Martins. And while I kinda got used to calling Martins, I just learned that there was an actual bird that's called Chaika, and I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. So I drew them. And yes, Witcher. Regis and Detlef. It was for art trade. And here we have, once again, Eva and Marie. I love drawing them all loving and like all romantic like, which is like very different from the lore, because they fight much more than they actually love each other. I just love the dichotomy of that. And that was also for art trade. I painted it for my friend. That's their Lavalon, or is that their Rook? I do not remember. I am sorry. That was a self-portrait that I finished digitally once again for Meet the Artist. That's a shark. I fucked up this eye and I moved it digitally. That was actually part of a sticker pack that I did for south of Ukraine. It was for Crimea specifically. That's actually not a snake, that's a lizard. They just don't have any legs. But that's a lizard. Oh, guess what? It's Virsha again. Oh, that's actually not bad. Why I didn't finish it? I don't know. That was for do it in your style, but as you can guess, I got bored. It's not my do it in your style. If it was another person, that I really like the design of their sauna. It's very, very cool, but I was too lazy to finish it off, so just stayed a sketch forever. Oh yeah, look, another oil pastel flowers. That was me just doing something. I don't know, just like I sometimes start something and leave it because I don't like it, and like I don't feel like actually doing anything with that. Just like gonna be like that forever. That was me figuring out the bird. The point of that exercise was actually just sketch as quickly as I can, like no details whatsoever. Whatever it looks. And the bird, and also that's also a continuation of that. Anyway, that's the bird that I was sketching. And all of the bird months, which is September, is that my plan for it is just to draw them as quickly as possible, as less details as possible, like focus more on, I don't know, capturing the form, capturing the idea of a bird, if I can say so. So yeah, some are better, some are worse. That's part of practicing. That was for an art trade I did. That's a character of another artist. And once again, we are coming back to birds. Once again, also, I don't know how you call them in English, so you have to, like, do with that. Like, that's a sparrow, that's I remember. That's magpie, that's also, I remember that. Why am I talking like that? That was Azura. I did a sketch of her, and then I painted it on a different sheet of paper. She's not here, a full one. That I don't know how to translate, so look, it's a bird. And look, it's a type of owl, a bird. That was me just being bored and doing whatever. Look, it's another bird. I remember it's called balaban, but I don't know how it's called in English. And the fish. That one I really like. I don't know, it's just expressive and it's also nice. And I captured the form of all of it pretty nicely, I think. Those paintings take me like, I don't know, 15 minutes max. As I said, the point of them is to do it as quickly as possible. So I think for like 15 minutes or maybe even less. I don't know, I don't actually know for a fact. That's a sketch of Mephala that I drew. Oops. As you can guess, it's also not in the sketchbook, the finished product. Another bird. And that, with here, once again a sketch. I finished it in a different, either a sketchbook or just in a different piece of paper, I don't remember. And another bird. Wow, how exciting. And that clavicus file, almost exactly the sketch that, guess what, yes, I drew in a different place. And then we have another bird. Entertaining. And oh my fucking god, why do I constantly have to switch it up because I draw absolutely randomly. That's a finished one. That's a nightingale. I just like Zayadra, so I painted them. There's still a lot that I need to finish. More burps. A burp. I don't like this one, but whatever. Hirsin. I also don't like this. I finished it up digitally, but I don't like it. Maybe I will redraw it. I don't know. That sketch of Megan from Cat's Eye doesn't look like her. Yeah. That, I forgot her name. She was introduced, I believe, in Elder Scrolls Online. Ithalia. I think her name is Ithalia. Because I never heard of her before that. Or maybe I just didn't know lore good enough. That's Meridia. Another hand touches the beacon. Yes, that's the one. Another bird. That's just sketch that I did. I wanted to try weird pose. That was commission sketch that I did. Yeah. Another bird. That's my only token straight white boy, cis boy, allowed to call instant on Rutherford, my husband. Look, more birds. That was sketch for a commission that I did. Well, it's not exactly commission, technically. It was an art raffle, so I wasn't paid to do that. The person who won that, and then they were like, I was like, I can draw whatever you want, and that was me doing that. That is me figuring out how I want to depict Nyx, for reasons. I'm still figuring the design. More birds. That's my Forsona. I didn't like this one, but yeah. I don't know what else to say. This is Yeva and Marie. Just a sketch. That was me being like, hey, give me your Forsonas. I want to try drawing them, or like your furry characters or whatever. Yeah, that's some of that. That's also from that thing. That's, oh fucking Christ, that's a bird. That's the, I don't know what to say, just an emotional painting. It's not good technically, it just has a lot of anxiety and anger, and yeah, I called it Blood Oath. Yeah, and the bird. And one character as the end, and the full end is my Road Prophet. Why is it green? I don't know, I'm very good at just randomly doing stuff. That's it. That was the whole sketchbook. I don't remember, I usually number them, but I didn't number them for like quite some time, and I need to do that, but I'm currently too lazy to do that, and I almost sent a shot flying. Whoops. Yeah, if you managed to survive till the end, thank you for watching, and whatever, bye.